Good evening. Welcome to my kitchen floor. We're in the process of renovating it. Don't ask questions, it's fine. Also, if I look like I vaguely got my shit rocked, I just got out of cosplay, so that's the reason for that. Go check out my TikTok for some Kenny McCormick content. So, you read the title of this video. I have a lot of headcanons about a lot of things, and I've been wanting to film this video for a while. Or videos, plural actually, because this is going to be a series, all from my kitchen floor. We may have guests on this series. Who knows, it's a secret. Ooh, it's not like I haven't planned it. So we are starting today with Genshin Impact. I have them all written down. It's a long fucking list. Buckle up, bitch. But before we begin, disclaimer, these are just my headcanons. None of what I say is truth. None of what I say is canon necessarily. These are just what I appreciate and what I think in the game. It's just my personal opinions. Don't bash me. Everyone's allowed to have their own personal opinions and you're allowed to disagree with mine. Yep. Now, just so y'all know where I'm coming from. I am an adventure rank 38. These are my mains, main team. I have not done the new Archon quest yet. To start off my headcanons, one of my favorite ships that has ever been brought up, and I love it so much, is Bennett and Razor. It's so good. It's so cute. I love them. They're my sons. They're so adorable. I love that. And on the topic of Bennett and Razor, another headcanon that I see, this is definitely not my idea. Both of these next two headcanons are not my ideas. I found them, I believe, on either TikTok or Instagram. Could not remember who. It was in some fan art. But it was, first of all, Trans Bennett, which I love so much. It just strikes a chord with me, which gender-wise, I don't want to deal with that in my brain. But for Razor, non-binary Razor, I love that headcanon so much. But specifically, because I kind of really imagine that conversation going down as just like someone saying like, oh, is Razor, you're like a boy, right? And Razor's like, what? What the hell is a gender? No, Razor's a wolf. And it's like, no, but aren't you a boy? And it's like, no, Razor is a wolf. Hello? So my next headcanon sounds a little stupid, but trust me, it makes a lot of sense when I explain it. Paimon is an unkillable god. Now let's start. Paimon is 100% not human. We know this just from looking at her, and also I believe her voice actor, they were talking about how Paimon canonically has like 4 or 5 stomachs. Not human. I believe Paimon is a god. One, because of the weird powers she possesses floating around, and 2, every single battle completely unscathed. And also able to just poof the fuck out whenever the hell she wants. I believe Paimon is some form of a weird god and just kind of vibes and acts like a little shit. Love Paimon, but dear God, sometimes I just want to, no harm to Paimon, maybe. Next headcanon, which I know I shared this one with many other people in the Genshin fandom, Lisa and Jean are married. You can't, as soon as I started the game and met them, you could not convince me that they weren't a married lesbian couple. You could not convince me otherwise. You can't convince me otherwise. They're married. They're married and they're so happy. You can't tell me otherwise. And on the topic of Lisa and Jean, Lisa knows how hot she is. She knows. And so does Kaya. But Lisa, it's she knows. Oh, but I did mention Kaya. Next one. Kaya bi disaster. I don't think I really need to explain this one. It's self-explanatory. You can fight me about it, whether or not he's gay or bi. I personally see him as a bi disaster. Oh boy, just by looking at him. Yep. There's my take. And once again on the Kaya train, this I actually got from a TikTok, once again, can't remember where, it was a couple weeks ago, of Venti and Kaya drunk at Angel Share. And now I have this whole headcanon of Venti and Kaya are drinking buddies, so they'll just get fucked up as all hell at Angel Share to the point where D-Luke has to kick them out. And it's happened so often that D-Luke is on the verge of murder. He's so fucking close to murdering them. He's like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. They come in here every 3 nights ruin all of my stocks, and now I don't know what to do. Neither of them are gonna fucking pay it off. What now? And speaking of Diluc, you see how I'm kind of wrote up all of these. Basically, I went from character to character. It's a big, long disaster train. Here's what I've imagined. Diluc is Klee's designated babysitter, which doesn't make much sense because I'll be totally honest, just from the everything about Diluc, I don't think he'd be good with kids. I mean, I'd like to think he'd be good with kids, but also, I don't think he's good with kids, you know? However, he's good with Klee. Specifically, I feel like the idea of he's bad with kids but good with Klee, and here's my reasoning. Or really, I have a whole story with this. Everything has a story. I like creating stories. Albedo was trying to find a babysitter for Klee because he couldn't take Klee to the mountain or else she was gonna fucking destroy the mountain. He was like, God damn it, what do I do now? Albedo started leaving Klee with every responsible person he could think of. And then it just turned into every person he could think of. So he was like going around to like everyone trying to make sure someone could watch her, and every single time something ended up like a building, a person, someone ended up destroyed, something was blown up or on fire. So as a last resort, he was like, okay, I'll just take her to the bar and Diluc can look after her. And at first it was kind of like a last hope, like joke of like, this isn't gonna work out. This is gonna go even worse. Alcohol is flammable. She's gonna burn down everything. Diona's gonna be real happy, but this isn't gonna go well for Diluc. But here's the thing, since Klee is a pyro, Diluc is a pyro, as far as we know, Diluc had his vision for a pretty long time. Diluc is so good with Klee because he knows how to handle pyro children because he once was a pyro child. And just, I like that idea very much. However, his babysitting tactics aren't really great considering just kind of confining her to one space and just making sure she doesn't blow shit up. But nothing has exploded since. The bar hasn't caught on fire. If there are fires, they're very minuscule. And Klee's only allowed to use bombs outside of buildings. He's trained her well, kind of. Arson is still a big issue in Mondstadt, but he's the designated babysitter, and so far there haven't been any major problems, so Albedo's not too concerned. So this next canon I came up with as soon as I met Amber when I first started the game, because you could not look at, like, you can't look me and then look her in the face. Either of us, I don't know what that sentence was. Point is, don't look me in the face. Right. But you can't tell me that Amber isn't an intern. Like, for the Knights of Favonius, that's a fucking intern. The thing is, we don't really hear the term Outrider anywhere else in the game besides Amber, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right place, but I have never heard it besides Amber, and it seems like she's the only one with this title. I think that was a made-up title. I think she was an intern. They didn't know what to do with her, so they were like, okay, fine, Amber, just like Jean's like stressed one day. She's like, okay, Amber, you know what, you're here for your internship, that's great. I love that you want to help out, but you know what, fucking just go out into the woods, get rid of some hilly churls. Just get out of my sight. Just go outside. And then she's like, oh, cool. This is like a new job. I'm like, I'm outside. I'm like an outrider. And she's like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, okay. Go do your job. Go fuck up some hilly churls. And she's like, hell yeah. That's how I imagine it. And then Amber's like so excited telling people, it's like, yeah, no, I'm working for the Knights of Favonius. I'm an outrider. And it's like, no one knows what the fuck she's talking about, but she's really happy about it. So no one's gonna like bring her down. But yeah, Amber's definitely just an intern. Another headcanon for Amber, I think she swears like a sailor. Like, she has the worst fucking mouth. Similar to mine, actually. Oh boy. Next headcanon, Albedo has a peanut allergy. I'm not gonna explain that one. I think it's self-explanatory. Next, Sucrose, lesbian. Barbara, lesbian. Noelle, lesbian. They're all lesbians. I am not taking criticism. Look at them. Look at them. Lesbians. They're all lesbians. Welcome to Genshin Impact. They're all lesbians. Next one, we're moving into Liyue characters for a hot second because we need to include everybody because they deserve our time. Especially Cushing, because I love her. Also, I'm really sorry about my shitty pronunciation. I'm trying my best. First Liyue character headcanon. Cushing has accidentally called Ningguang mom multiple times and is extremely embarrassed about it. Like, I'm imagining sometime like walking around like the Jade Palace or whatever, like doing whatever, and she's like, oh, mom? And then it's just like like a moment of just sheer panic. But the thing is, she says mom in the most serious tone where it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, here's the files you need, mom. And then just, like, she freezes up and it's just like, oh, God. And then just kind of, like, takes, like, a whole 4 seconds of just sitting there, like, and then just, like, pretends it didn't happen and goes about her day, and she refuses to ever talk about it. Ningguang, on the other hand, thinks this is adorable. Won't acknowledge it because she knows how embarrassed Kuxing is about it, but just thinks it's cute whenever she's like, aw, I'm a mother figure. MILF energy. MILF energy. Talking about Liyue, we have to include the Liyue Archon quest, which includes the lovely, the very much simped after Child. Now, to start, Child was a warrior cat's kid. You're gonna tell me I'm wrong? You can't. Exactly. Child was a warrior cat's kid. And second, Child is a violence-driven himbo. But that's like not even... The thing is, I have this written down, but that's not even like... that's not even like a headcanon. That's just canon. That fucking disaster.
So you intend to fight me?
Next thing, another Liyue character. A DILF. The DILF, if you will. Zhongli. Now, I saw this off of some fan art, or it was someone's headcanon thing of what the Genshin characters would wear to sleep over, and then someone did fan art of it. Zhongli wears like a nightgown and nightcap to bed, because he's just a weird ancient man. Like, think of like Scrooge from A Christmas Story. Is that what that's called? Christmas Carol. What the Christmas. You know what I'm talking about. Think of Scrooge from that. Or Scrooge McDuck, that also works. Yeah, Scrooge McDuck also works. So think of Scrooge McDuck. Think of from A Christmas Carol. I think that's the right one. That nightwear on Zhongli. That's what he wears. That's just what he knows, and he doesn't think any of, like, he doesn't even bat an eye of the idea of wearing something else. He's like, no, this is what everyone wears to bed. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's what I imagine. Except he wouldn't curse. He's such a classy man. Next, alright, we have Fischl is a weeb. Look at her. Just, you can't tell me she's not a weeb. You can't fucking tell me. Fischl could also be a warrior cat's kid. Oh boy. Probably both. Fischl's probably both. I'd argue that, yeah. So my last two headcanons are about one of my favorite characters, which I was sadly not able to get during his banner. Venti. Just the concept of a drunk twink bard who is also a god there's so many layers, and I love him. I don't know if I'm in love with him or if I want to be him, but it's one of the two. Number one, Venti is homeless, and not in a sad way. The thing is, he could, like, people have asked him, like, yo, do you want to crash at my place? Like, don't you get money from being a bard? Like, we could set up a rent situation for you. He refuses. He's just like, nah, I'll chill on my own. Don't worry about it. So, I've seen many people headcanon the idea of he sleeps under one of the tables at Angel's Share, which makes sense. I would say more he hides behind the bar once it closes. I've also seen people saying he goes back to the tree over in Windrise, and just chills in the tree. However, when it rains, it becomes a big fucking issue. And I feel like at the point where it's raining, maybe he'll crash with someone, but that's a very big maybe. Now, my very last headcanon. This started as a joke. This was a joke that was made on stream. I'll include the clip here.
Better get rid of that yee ass haircut and get some bitches on his dick. I'm gonna cry, Donovan.
So this was a conversation I had with one of my lovely now mods, Donovan, about the concept during the Windbloom Festival. Venti is teaching like a love poem like class, because it's like, yeah, he's a bard, but then apparently it's like a master class, so he knows what he's doing. From that, we can assume, or that's making the assumption that Venti gets bitches. So And I personally don't believe that's fucking possible. Headcanon with that. Yes, he can flirt, and he's quite a flirt, but he's really fucking bad at it. Like, it's very cheesy, and it only works on very few people. Example, Zhao. Yeah, that's everything I have written down. If you have any fun Genshin headcanons or would like to build off of mine, please comment them below. I would love to read them if you'd like to start an argument with me. Don't. Headcanons are to each their own. If you have a completely different idea, great for you. Cool. It's probably better than mine. Whatever. Everyone's doing their own thing. Let's not fight. Let's just enjoy the game's content that it's given us. Speaking of which, Inazuma, it's coming soon, and I'm very excited for that big purple building. As soon as I get to the damn outro, my camera stops recording. How rude. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like this video, you can give it a like. If you want to see more of my videos, you can click that subscribe box down below. If the description box while you're down there, I have social links, but you can also see them right here. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. For my Twitch channel, we are going to be restarting my Animal Crossing island soon, so stop by if you want to see me get fucked over by a Tom Nook many a time. Oh boy. Oh, and obviously I play Genshin on there. That's like my main thing, by the way. So join the Chaos streams. They're really fun. Yup. That's all I have. Alright, I'm gonna go wash my face and take out my contacts. Good night, everyone. See y'all next week. Bye!